So hi everyone. Let me start with a small introduction of myself. I'm Mike. I'm senior product manager at zkBob. I have about 5 years experience in product management in different areas in AI, in real estate, in e-commerce, and mental health, and also a former developer and data scientist. And I want to start this talk with these charts. So we can hear here developers, startup, and social media activities in Web3 area. Data a little bit outdated, but it's obvious that the number of Web3 products right now is increasing rapidly. And it's obvious that not every product ready for new audience of people, especially for non-techies. And why it's happening? So the first reason why it's happening, because Web3 products originally created by developers for developers. Just take a look at the several examples. So for example, this one. So many technical wording, and if you, for example, show this to non-techies, they don't understand exactly what is this. Or this one. So unclear user flow. Or this one. And this is my wife face every time when I show her any Web3 products. And the second reason why it's happening is because, as I said, developers created products for developers. So the common users in Web3 areas originally was developers, not the regular users, for example, who are using Google or some other giants in Web2 area. But the situation is changing right now, and if you take a look and compare internet users and crypto users in different timelines, for example, internet users at the beginning of the era and crypto users right now, we can see that the tendency is a bit similar, and probably in some years, I think maybe in 2-3 years, we got the same huge number of crypto users, and this could be a problem for now, because many Web2 giants, for example, Coca-Cola, they are creating different products, NFT collections, for example. So more Web2 users going to use some products in Web3 area, but these products are not ready for this audience. For example, MasterCard Artist Accelerator also is an NFT pass to accelerator for musicians. Or Nike Swoosh also. And zkBob was on the same path, but we decided that we want to transforming our product. So originally it was also created by developers for developers, but right now we want to create such a product that will be understandable for new non-techies audience. And what were our goals originally? So there were three main goals. The first one is bring more clear value proposition to our product. So users should understand what is zkBob and what is the advantage of this product. The second one, we want to highlight the different use cases that zkBob can cover. So we just highlight on landing page inside our product, this one. And the third one is create a familiar experience. So this is the most, I think, important thing, because users they use different Web2 products regularly, and they understand how everything is working. So we need to bring all this experience to Web3. So just to, as I said, attract more new audience, especially non-techies. But let me start with a little bit introduction of zkBob. What is the product about? So zkBob is a roll-up on Optimism and Polygon that using zero-knowledge proofs to make transfer between one person to another person and make it privately. So only sender and receiver understand what exactly data, they can decode this data. And also, right now, we are using our own stablecoin, Bob stablecoin, but we want to extend and support other tokens. For example, we have plans to add Ethereum on Optimism, USDC on Polygon, but originally it was created, exactly this stablecoin was integrated to our product as a one of compliance tool, if we can say that. And here are some use cases for zkBob. there are many of them. Maybe like some other hackers who are working on with our documentation, they're working and prepare different other use cases, but this is the most common. And we are focusing right now on P2P transfers. I will talk a little bit about this on further slides. We separate our transforming processes into three phases. So the first one was important to set up communication with our users and understand their pains, their needs, and collect this feedback. The second one is create a familiar experience, so simplify UX and make it more familiar. And the third one is create a tool or tools for different use cases. So for example, if one guy from Web2 comes to our app, then he will understand that zkBob can be used for private donations, and I know that if I will use exactly this tool that we'll prepare, then he will use it. So let's start with the first phase, communication. What were our goals? The first one, as I said, is set up a direct communication channel for announcement and for collecting feedback. And the second one, exactly from this all information that we collected, understand needs and points to create those products that they want to see, all these users. We use different approaches. The first one, it was microservice inside our product. So we ask different questions. For example, here you can see different. We asked what the most interesting use cases you want to see in zkBob. And it helped us to understand real problems that users want to solve using zkBob. Also, we gathered like many of answers and responses during a week, but if you use, for example, different surveys or you want to try one-to-one communication, it will be much harder and longer to use this approach. So if you want, use exactly this one, microservice. And the highest response rate, it's also a very great approach because 10% of users participate in this survey and they respond on your questions. The second approach is informing people using different in-app screens. So we show different updates of our product. We highlight different events. For example, we highlighted zkBob on Optimism when we launched this pool. Also, we highlighted that zkBob participate in grants on the Gitcoin round. And this is a really useful information because many people interact with this in-app banners. The response rate is really high. 30% of users are interested in all this, and they click on these buttons. And we can inform anything. We can say anything and inform people about different news and updates. Yeah, so the second phase, when we stopped the communication with our users, we started to think how we can create a familiar experience in our app. So we focused on two different goals. The first one was fix current problems that we have on our UI and UX, because we have different confused moments. We wanted to fix them and then create a familiar experience. So after this, when we created this experience, we wanted to attract new users, especially non-techies, because we already have many technical developers, technical people who understand what a ZK is. So we wanted to attract new audience. As I said, we started to fixing confusing moments. For example, on the left side, you can see our original flow for ZK account creation. So it's really confused, and different people, I asked them in one-to-one interviews, they don't understand where's the login, where's the sign up, and they don't understand what is this. And we created the more straightforward and obvious ZK account creation flow. We just asked people what they want and asked different questions during this flow. Also, we focused on simplifying our wording inside the app. So we removed different unknown for non-techies wordings like layer 2, generate key, because they don't understand what exactly you will do when you click on generate key. And also, we highlighted different use cases. So we rework our landing page. We create another structure, highlight the different use cases, say what exactly zkBob can cover, and in which directions this product can help them. And this third phase, the final in this current process, but not the least, we are working on this right now, and the main goals were to highlight, as I said, use cases, and the second one is create the specific tool that non-takers can take and use for their specific needs. We asked our users what exactly they're interested in. There were like 5 different answers, different topics, and most of them said that it's interesting for them to use private payments. And that's why we are started to work on a specific feature. So the idea behind this feature that when you create zk account, for example, I have zk account, I can use it for transfer Bob tokens from one person to another, and I can create a specific payment link that I can send anyone who don't have zk account. For example, I will send this to my wife, and she can log into her MetaMask account. Yes, I can share it everywhere. She can log in and connect her MetaMask account, for example, and just put some amount that he wants to send me and choose the token. And the rest will be on our own site. So she needs just to click send, and if it will be Bob token, then we directly go remove these tokens to our pool. So it's like a remote deposit. And if it's not Bob token, then we convert it to Bob, and then we will go to pool to a specific zk account. Yeah, so this is what we are working right now. And what exactly we learned during these transforming processes? The first and most important thing that when you're working on a product, like on Web2 or Web3 area, you should understand what your user are thinking about and what their needs and pain points, because you are creating products to solve specific needs and specific pains. The second one, you need to collect user feedback, you need to communicate with them, because as I said, you are creating product not for your own, but for them. And also the third one, you don't need to overload your app, because if you add too many functionalities to your app, then users probably can find what exactly they are looking for. So this is our transforming process, how we are working on zkBob right now. But it's just a part of our path, and we are probably will realize and implement other use cases, tools, and transform the product. So thank you very much, everyone. You can grab Bob here. Also, if you want to test zkBob, I can give you a limited time offer and give you some zkBob gift cards, so you can claim some airdrop and use the zk account. Yeah, so that's all. Thank you, everyone. Any questions? Seems no.
Just a quick question, like after all this improvement, how you were specifically testing the KPIs for your better productivity? Like what kind of basically metrics you follow in terms of, I know, UX, UI, amount of zkBob in use, TVL, like bounce rate, what are, like, how you mix the UX, UI metrics plus business metrics in this sense?
Yeah, great question. So we try to measure anonymously all data all clicks that users make in our UX. So we try to understand how many signups were for example, how many people created zk account. For now, we don't have we need for A/B testing, for example, we need to wait a real long time to make it statistically significant. And that's why we are using sequential testing and try to understand for different iteration how this metric is changed. So, for example, during creation flow, we try to understand how signups, number of signups changed. Yeah, so but it's depend on what exactly you want to test. For example, for this payment link that I described on the third phase, we wanted to just measure the feedback. We want to collect it using this. Just back a little bit. We want to run the specific microservice on the payment link, so ask people about the feedback, and I think that it will be a great approach, and we will get quick feedback. And also we want just to take a look how many people will use this feature. Yeah, so this is the basic things for this exactly. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.